Hi friends, it's Andrea with Journals for Life, and I am back as promised with a tutorial on how to make this cute teacup, bookmark, decoration, whatever you want to call it. I made this one and I realized when I made this, I think I made it just a little too big. Look how big that is. Although I'm using it as a little tag tuck, so I'm tucking it in here with the little tea bag, so it's kind of cute. But the second time around, I think I'm going to make it a little smaller, and I'm also going to try to do this coffee cup as well. So this tutorial is to show you how I made mine, and I was inspired by Ellie Bug Makes on Etsy. And if you don't want to try this tutorial, you just want to buy something very similar, you can hit up Ellie Bug Makes on Etsy. I bought a few because I thought they were really cute. And then I hand drew this and then this as well. So if you want to go download this printable, it's in the shop and on the Facebook fans page. You can follow along with me. And then of course purchase one if you don't have a sewing machine, because it will require some type of cutting mat, a craft knife. You can either get double-sided heavyweight Pellon 71F fusible. That's what I have here. It's very heavy. You can use a lighter one. I like the heavier weight one, and I like that it's double-sided because all you do is iron your fabric on either side and it sticks to it. If you don't have that, you can use just a piece of cardboard, and that is what you'll need. All right, and a couple scraps of fabric. So I went and dug in my fabric drawer, and I think I'm going to use this Love, 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 because it's February. Valentine's Day is coming up. Thought that would be cute, and either this is going to be the back. I had this little strip with coffee, but the images are so big, but I might get this Americano. See how it has a little coffee beans and Americano? I think I might try that. I think I am. So anyway, the first thing that you're going to do, step one, when you print this out, if you print it out the full size, let's see, it is going to be as big as that cup that I showed you. I printed it at 80% to get a smaller cup for this project. So if you want a bigger one, smaller one, just change the size of the template when you print it out. All right, so back to step one. So step one is going to be cutting out your template. And it doesn't have to be super exact, but you want to get it pretty close to the line here. Don't bother cutting out this middle piece because you'll do that later with the craft knife. It's not worth doing right now. You're just going to cut out the cup template. Just like that. All right, so you've got your cup template, and I'm going to do it with cardboard first. So you're going to take a pencil and trace your template, trace around your template. Just like that. Oops. Then you're going to cut that out as well. So that is step two. Step three. Tracing step two. Cutting this out is step three. Okay, this is going to be the basis of your teacup bookmark or decoration. All right, there you go. Perfect. So that's what you're going to cover. So with the cardboard, you're going to cover that in glue and then put your fabric on either side. For this one, I'm going to cut this out off camera so I don't bore you with that. I'm going to cut this out just like this, the same way. So for this one, I'm going to take some glue, if you have fabric glue, if you have art glitter, barely art glue, whatever, Elmer's glue, Mod Podge. You want to get it all the way around on the edge. You want to get it in the middle really good. And I'm just going to use my finger because that's just what I do. Just kind of want to get it on there really good. Just kind of all over the template there. Okay. I'm going to pick this up and put it this way because I'm not good at putting the fabric sight unseen. I have to see it. So I want to line it up. Right, just like that. Okay. And so what I would do is I would go ahead and cut all the way around this because once you cover both sides, it's going to be really hard to cut that out. So I just go ahead and cut all the way around. And then we're going to glue the face on of the cup. And you can either like whip stitch it by hand if you want. I'm too lazy to do that. I stick it on my machine with a stitch that has a line. I forget what you call that. You can do that, or you could do a zigzag stitch. If you do a whip stitch, you can make it nice and cleaner, you know, because you'll sew the edges. I leave the edges raw because it doesn't bother me. And just machine sew around it because it doesn't bother me to be a little rough. Okay, so there's your cup. Or one side of the cup. All right, so next you're gonna repeat the last step. You're going to put glue all the way around the edges. Make sure it's in the middle really good. I just want to make sure it's all the way around. If you do the fusible fabric, it has less of a rough edge because when you iron it on there, it grabs all the ends, it sticks it all to it, so it's a little bit more cleaner, I suppose, if you want to say it that way. And doing it this way is just it'll look a little rougher. All right. All right, so we're going to repeat the same thing. We're just going to cut around it. Nice and easy. Right. Just like that. All right, almost done. Almost done. See, it's not too bad. Not too bad. The first one I made was on my lunch break. I got so inspired. I thought it was really cute. All right, so there you go. It's all nice and glued down, real flat. Okay, and so the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut out this. So there's a couple ways you can do that. You can do it the lazy way, or you can do it the non-lazy way, more exact. So this is the more exact way. The lazy way would just be to eyeball it and just cut out a hole. But I'm going to do it the proper way, non-lazy way. And I'm going to cut out this in the template. For the short thing, you know, sometimes for myself, I just eyeball it and go for it. But for the purpose of this tutorial, to make sure it comes out right, we're going to cut it out properly. Okay, so there we go. So now you're going to lay the template on there. Okay, you're going to get it where you want it. You can do a couple things. You can either hold this and try to cut it. What I like to do is mark it. And then cut, because I don't want to hold this piece of fabric on. So just like that, right? So you cut out the little loopy, cut out the little hole for the handle. I guess you could leave it in if you really wanted to. You could stitch it, you know, like you could stitch a black instead of doing this. So that's another option I just thought of. But I'm going to make it a true teacup handle. All right. So off camera, I'm not going to show you machine sewing it, but I'll explain what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to stitch it all the way around here, then I'm going to come back here and stitch it here. And then I'm going to, let's see, show you how to make the little tea bag. Actually, since I'm going to sew the tea bag on, I'll show you here really quick. So it might be nice to get a different color. Looks like this is gray and black, so maybe if I'm going to show this side, I'll probably pick this gray to be the tea bag, or you can get a nice pretty color. So let's cut a quick little tea bag. Nice little rectangle. Let's see if I can use the scrap. It looks like it's enough. Okay. So glue in the front. Oops. Glue on the back. Okay. And there is your nice little tea bag. Okay, so I'm going to set the tea bag here to dry. I'm going to get a little string, and as I sew it across, I'm going to sew the string back here. When I do the fusible fabric, I usually tuck the string in and I iron it on so it's on the inside and stuck in there really good. For this one, I'm going to sew it right there. So I'm going to go stitch this and I'll be back. All right, my friends, so I am back, and so here it is. It is stitched, and I picked this stitch, stitched the back of it. That's what the front of it looks like. I have this cute little small piece of rickrack, so I'm going to take that with my small attacher here. I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to hold it. There. There we go. And then there you have it. There's your little teacup with your cute little tea bag. And one tip about sewing, if you do decide to sew instead of hand sewing, make sure that you use like a jean needle or needle that has the larger head so that it will pierce the cardboard. And another tip, if you're going to hand sew it, which I have hand sewed it, there's a couple things that you can do to make your life easier. One would be to cut the fabric a little bit wider than the cardboard, so you don't have to pierce the cardboard as you're hand sewing. You're only sewing through a little edge that you left. You're only sewing through the fabric if you're going to whip stitch it. If you do like it flush with the cardboard and you decide you're going to poke through the cardboard, make sure you get a thimble and a really big like a tapestry needle to be able to do that. All right, there you have it. Thanks friends for joining me. Bye.